Hello children, I welcome you all to the video session of Standard 5 Science Term 2 Unit 1, and the topic we are going to discuss is about food. Introduction. Our body needs nutrients like proteins, carbohydrates and fats for its proper functioning. We get these nutrients from the food we eat. If we do not take all these nutrients in right proportion, it results in some diseases. Sometimes we do not preserve the food properly and it gets spoiled. Sometimes through the spoiled food also we get diseases. So we need to preserve the food we eat. In this lesson we will study about spoilage of foods and the ways to preserve them, deficiency diseases, balanced diet, and also about kitchen safety. Spoilage of food. Food items like fruits, vegetables, milk and meat will be fresh for every short time. These are called perishable foods and they get spoiled easily. Some food items like rice have long lifetime but they also decompose. The change in the normal state of the food is called spoilage of food. Spoiled food becomes unsuitable to eat. We can notice such changes from the taste and smell of the spoiled food. Eating spoiled food results in diseases. Let's see the causes. Once the food items are harvested, they begin to decompose. Food can be spoiled by factors like air and oxygen, moisture, enzymes, microorganisms, light and temperature. First one is air and oxygen. When oxygen reacts with food contents, it produces changes in the color and flavor of the food. Second one is moisture. Moisture keeps the food fresh. When the moisture is gone, vegetables and fruits shrink. Due to evaporation, moisture loss occurs in foods like meat, fish and cheese. Next one is enzymes. Enzymes break down the tissues and components of the food in different ways like oxidation, browning and ripening. So the food items decay. Next one is microorganisms. Microorganisms such as fungi, yeast and bacteria can grow well in low temperatures. They multiply in food and spoil them. Light. Light produces color changes and also vitamin loss. Last one is temperature. Sometimes rise in temperature causes food spoilage. Next one is effects. Spoiled foods are not suitable to eat. They may not be fresh and tasty. Sometimes it will be harmful to consume them. Microorganisms present in spoiled foods may cause foodborne diseases like stomach pain, fever, dysentery, vomiting and indigestion. The next topic we are going to discuss is about preservation of food. The process of keeping the food materials for a long time without getting spoiled is called preservation of food. Food will be spoiled if it is not prepared, preserved and handled in the right way. There are many methods used to prevent, delay and reduce the spoilage of food. Let's see food preservation methods. Cultivation of food requires lot of efforts. Nowadays, food cultivation and the crop yield are decreasing. There are many people suffering in the world without food. So, we need to protect and preserve the food. The following are the ways to preserve food. First one is drying. It is the removal of water content from the food by drying it in the sunlight. Example, grains. Second one is addition of salt. When salt is added to food, it removes the water from the food. Example, fish, pickles. Next one is addition of sugar. When sugar is added to food, It dissolves in the water content of the food and preserves the food items from spoilage. Example jam, fruit juices. The next food preservation method is freezing. The microbial growth and the enzyme activity on the frozen food can be prevented by this method. Example fruits, vegetables. Next one is boiling. It kills the microorganisms present in the food materials. Example milk, water. Canning and bottling. In this method, food is packed in airtight cans so that germs do not grow on them. Example milk powder. Next one is addition of chemical preservatives. Chemical preservatives are added to stop the growth of microorganisms in certain food materials. Example sodium benzoate is added with fruits, sulfur dioxide is added with dry fruits, vinegar is added with pickles. Purpose of food preservation. Modern technologies have increased the food production, but practicing agriculture is abandoned in many places as there is failure of monsoon. At the same time, many people suffer in the world without food. So, food should not be wasted by any means. Preservation of food is important for the following reasons: to retain the color, taste, and nutritive value of the food, to make food available throughout the year, to prevent the growth of microorganisms like bacteria and fungi in the food items, to reduce the wastage of food materials. Preserving food not only protects our health but also makes food available to the people who need it. Next one is obesity. Obesity and overweight are defined as abnormal or excessive fat accumulation in the body that may affect the health. Obesity is most commonly caused by excessive food intake, lack of physical activity, and also genetic reasons. Obese people take more food but work very less. When they eat more and work less, excess energy is accumulated as fat and creates problems. Obesity increases the likelihood of heart disease, diabetes, and high blood pressure. Next one is prevention. In order to avoid obesity and overweight, you need to do the following. Avoid fast foods, fried items, and meat with more fat. Eat fruits and vegetables, legumes, whole grains, and nuts. Do regular physical exercises. Don't play games in computer and mobile phones. Have proper sleep time. Next topic we are going to discuss is about body mass index. People are generally classified as obese and overweight based on body mass index, that is BMI. Body mass index is obtained by dividing as a person's weight in kilograms by the square of his height in meters, that is kilogram per meter square. Next one is disease. A disease is an abnormal condition that affects a living organism. This abnormal condition affects the structure and function of the organism. Diseases may be caused by external factors as well as internal dysfunction. Each disease has symptoms. We come to know about the diseases from their symptoms. Let's know the causes of diseases. Diseases are caused by microorganisms like bacteria, virus, protozoa, and fungi. They are transmitted by insects and also through contaminated air and water. Some diseases are caused when the function of the organ is affected. In general, causes of diseases can be classified as below. First one is metabolic factor. Example, diabetes. Next one is genetic factor. Example, color blindness. Next one is microorganisms. Example, bacterial diseases. Next one is nutritional factor. Example, marasmus. Next one is environmental factor. Example, cholera. Types of diseases. There are four main types of diseases. They are infectious diseases, hereditary diseases, physiological diseases, deficiency diseases. First one is infectious diseases. Infectious diseases are caused by microorganisms which invade our body and multiply inside them. These diseases are spread from one person to another. Example, common cold. Second one is hereditary diseases. Hereditary diseases occur due to abnormalities in the gene. These diseases are passed from parents to children. Example, heart disease. Next one is physiological diseases. Diseases which are caused due to malfunction of the body organs are called physiological diseases. Example, asthma. Next one is deficiency diseases. A diet which contains all essential nutrients in correct proportion is indispensable for maintaining good health. Deficiency in one or more of the nutrients causes various diseases. These are called deficiency diseases. Protein deficiency diseases. Marasmus and kwashiorkor are the protein deficiency diseases. In marasmus, the child loses weight and it will appear as though bones are covered by skin. In kwashiorkor, the child develops an enlarged belly with swollen face and feet. By eating protein-rich foods like egg, milk, fish, and green leafy vegetables, we can avoid protein deficiency diseases. Next one is vitamin and mineral deficiency diseases. Certain diseases are caused by deficiency of vitamins and minerals. By eating vitamin and mineral rich food items, we can avoid these diseases. The following table gives some of the diseases caused by deficiency of vitamins and minerals and the food items which rectify them. Name of the vitamin or mineral, name of the disease, food containing the vitamin or mineral. First one is vitamin A, night blindness, egg, milk, carrot and papaya. Vitamin B, berry, milk, peas, cereals, green vegetables. Vitamin C, scurvy, amla, orange, lemon, tomato. Vitamin D, rickets, sunlight, milk, egg and fish. Vitamin E, sterility, apple, wheat, green vegetables. Vitamin K, hemorrhage, green vegetables, tomato, cabbage. Iodine, goiter, iodized salt, vegetables. Last one is iron, anemia, cashews, beans and lentils, spinach. Next one is food pyramid. Food pyramid is designed to make healthy eating. Depending upon our work, age and sex, the requirement of various nutrients vary from person to person. For example, growing children need more proteins in their food. People doing hard physical work needs more carbohydrate and fats in their diet. Eating healthy breakfast helps to improve concentration and it boosts metabolism. Balanced diet. The food we normally eat in a day is our diet. For growth and maintenance of good health, our diet should have all the nutrients that our body needs in right quantities. Such a diet is called balanced diet. Therefore, one can have a balanced diet without much expenditure. Some major food items are given in the table below. Major food items and their sources. Carbohydrates, honey, sugarcane, fruits, whole grains, vegetables, rice. Proteins, legumes, pulses, nuts, soya bean, green leafy vegetables, fish, egg and milk. Next one is fats, egg yolk, saturated oil and meat. Next one is kitchen safety. Kitchen is an important place in our homes. We prepare our food in the kitchen. We use gas cylinders for cooking. Some of us may use electric stoves. The equipments and the environment in the kitchen may be little dangerous. So we need to be cautious and careful. What we should do and should not do in the kitchen are given below. Gas. Gas catches fire easily. Once gas is leaked, there may be dangerous consequences. So we need to be careful while handling cylinders. The following table gives what should we do and what we should not do while handling gas cylinders. Do's and don'ts. Keep the cylinder in vertical position at plane level and in a well-aired place. Do not keep the cylinder in horizontal or inverted position. Keep the lighter ready and then turn on the gas stove knob. Do not turn the knob before lighting the lighter. It may lead to gas leakage. Keep the windows and doors open to ensure ventilation in gas leakage. Do not turn on electrical appliances in the kitchen if there is a gas leakage. It may lead to fire. Always use ISI standard gas stoves, regulators and gas tubes. Don't use low quality gas stoves, tubes and regulators. It may lead to gas leakage. Next one is electrical appliances. Do not operate electrical appliances with wet hands because it leads to electric shocks. Next one is fire. Do not keep the inflammable materials like kerosene etc. near the stoves. In case of person's clothes catching fire, cover the person with a thick blanket or carpet. If kerosene or oil catches fire, use sand to put out the fire. If solid materials like wood catch fire, use water to put out the fire. If an electrical appliance catches fire, unplug the appliances and disconnect the electricity. Use proper fire extinguishers to put out the fire. Type of fire extinguisher. Class A, wood, paper, water. Class B, liquid gaseous fuels, carbon dioxide. Class C, electrical sources, dry chemical. Next one is burns. In case of minor burns, the burnt area should be held under cool running water for some time and proper medical treatment should be given. Any blister if formed should not be pricked.